something so fun. We're going to pick our April TBR, but we're going to do it bracket style. So I thought, because it's March Madness, what better way to pick my April TBR than through a March Madness bracket. So I put every book on my physical TBR, and I put it into a bracket maker kind of thing. And I didn't pick what book it was going up against. It randomly did that for me. So I have 63 books on my physical TBR. So all 63 of those were entered, and then I put in one just wild card just to make it fun, but also because I kind of want to get a new book and I needed it to be even. Okay, so our first two books on the bracket going head to head are Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood and The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. These have both been on my TBR for the longest time. I do think The Bell Jar has been on there for longer, but they both need to come off. This is a age gap brother's best friend set in Italy, and then we have The Bell Jar, which I don't know, but I think follows a woman going insane. I think they could be any more different, which is just part of the fun of this little challenge. I think that I'm gonna go with The Bell Jar, which might be a little weird because I don't feel like the spring is like the greatest time to read that, but I do want to read this in the summer, I think. So hopefully I don't regret that. We're gonna pick The Bell Jar, and we're gonna put this to the side and just save it for the summer months. Our next head-to-head is If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan, and then The Partner Plot by Christina Forrest. This is pretty easy. I'm gonna pick Partner Plot. It really didn't matter what book was probably going up against this because I'm just not in the mood for it, and the setting that I'm in does not match this at all, so The Partner Plot wins out. Next head-to-head is The Map That Leads to You by J.P. Moninger and Carval by Stephanie Garber, and pretty easily The Map That Leads to You is going to win out. I actually almost read this, but I read The Hunting Wives instead, but this was my runner-up for that. Similar to If Only I Had Told Her, I'm just not in the mood. Bro, Florida in April just does not give off the vibes that I feel like I need to read this book. So we are going to go with The Map That Leads to You, and hopefully I'll be able to watch that movie soon. Next up we have Unromanced by Erin Connor and Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. And I think this is our first head-to-head that is actually, I'm gonna have to think about a little bit. This is about, like, I think a bank robbery gone wrong. This is a recently dumped TV heartthrob enlists a jaded romance novelist to ruin romance for him. I've really been wanting to read a Frederick Bachman. I haven't read anything by him. Let's see. Unromance sounds like it's probably a bit funny, but I also think that Anxious People is a little funny. Wait, let's look at the font. Okay, this is the font in Unromance, and it is 339 pages. And Anxious People, this is the font, and it is, wow, are they gonna be like almost the same? 335 pages. I think I'm gonna go with Anxious People, just because I really want to read a Frederick Bachman. So yeah, we're gonna go with Anxious People. This is so fun. I should do this literally every time. Up we have Watermoon by Samantha Soto. I don't know how to say it. Samantha. By Samantha. We'll figure out how to say it. But we have Watermoon, and then we have Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so this is darkly satiric version of utopian future where humans are genetically bred and pharmaceutically. I don't know how to say that word. There's a woman inherits a pawn shop where you can sell your regrets and then embarks on a magical journey when a charming young physicist wanders into the shop. This dreamlike fantasy novel. Okay, I've wanted to read this just because I've been trying to reach for more things that aren't just like romance and things like that, and this just seemed really interesting, and it was on the table that was like fiction, like must-read fiction, and I had kind of been grabbing a lot of stuff from that table and was really interested in it, so that's why I picked this up. It's only been on my TBR, I think, for like, it's not even been a year, and then I just got this recently too. I'm gonna go with Watermoon. So our next head-to-head is going to be I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers and Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth? I don't know. I just think the cover is beautiful. I think that these are both sapphic books. This is murder mystery, and I think this is probably slice of life. I just read a mystery and it really did help me, but this is really hard. This is really hard. I think I don't read a lot of mysteries, so I'm gonna go with I'm the Girl. Okay, that was hard though. I did not know if I was gonna be able to pick. We have Blood Marked by Tracy Dion and A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. And I'm not going to talk too much about this. I'm going to choose Blood Marked. I've been needing to read this book for a very long time, but I've just never really been in the mood. And I don't know. But I cannot read A Winter's Promise in April. I tried to read it, and I think I got to here, and I just wasn't feeling it. So Blood Marked it is. Unnatural by Mia Sheridan and Crime and Punishment by, I'm not going to try to say his name. I just said I'm not going to try, and I tried. But okay, I was reading this book, and it's about a murderer who goes and murders someone, and you just follow him kind of after that. And then this is a woman who is exposed to a drug as a kid. She's one of the only survivors. She's a nurse. She can't let go of this boy. They tried to convince her that this boy was just because of the medicine that she was put on. But then she thinks she sees him. Okay. I bought this in the fall because, I mean, look at the cover. And then I went into a slump. Okay, how far into Crime and Punishment am I? It says I stopped on page 172 of 598. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a April read, but this, I don't want to DNF it because I was interested, but I just went into a slump, so I kind of associate the book with the slump. But it would be nice to finish, and it's kind of a book that I know I can read as I'm reading another book. So, you know what? Just to get it off of my TBR, we're gonna go with Crime and Punishment. We have Sky Shade by Alex Astor versus The Will of the Many by James Islington, I think that's how you say it. This book is ginormous, and I've only ever heard like glowing reviews of this book, and it's why I picked it up and why I wanted it. And then Sky Shade is part of a series. I have no clue. I've been wanting to read this book. I actually bought this. I was really excited, and it's in hardcover. I don't like reading hardcover books at all. I'm gonna go off of atmosphere again. Both are kind of books that I would rather have read in like the fall-ish time, but I'm going to go with The Will of the Many just because this is seriously like a December fall type of book for me. December and fall, winter and fall type of book for me. I feel like this can probably be a little bit different because it's just in a I don't know. I'm picking this, and I've wanted to read it for a while, so we're gonna pick The Will of the Many. That is a huge book. We have Beartown by Frederick Bachman and All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. I am this far into this book, and I got into a slump, and I cannot read Beartown right now. I'm so sorry. I have to pick All the Colors of the Dark in hopes that I can take something off of my TBR and on my currently reading list. We're gonna go with All the Colors of the Dark and just hope that I can finish it. Okay. This is actually a funny one, and I probably shouldn't have done it like this, so I'm not even going to pull the other book. This one automatically wins. It was Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas, and then The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. Scott Fitzgerald. Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, I kind of accidentally put as two separate books. I was reading them tandem read. I've been reading those books for 2 years, probably longer. I'm not reading them right now, so The Great Gatsby just automatic. And Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir and All That We Never Were by Alice Kellen. Both of these are series, and I've been trying not to start series. Fantasy, I think this follows like a college romance. I'm gonna go with this. We're gonna go with All That We Never Were. I'm not really gonna go into like what these books are about just because I'm only picking this because I'm just not really feeling fantasy right now. So All That We Never Were. That wins. We have Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter and The Lost Bookshop by Evie Wood. So this is about a vanishing bookshop casts its spell, and 3 unsuspecting strangers will discover that their own stories are every bit as extraordinary as the ones found in the pages of their beloved books. By unlocking the secrets of the shelves, they find themselves transported into a world of wonder where nothing is as it seems. It takes place in Ireland, I think. And then this is a second chance romance from better than the movies, but it's like, I think it's based off the same characters in college. We're gonna go with Nothing Like the Movies to try to finish off a series, but also because even though this looks a little bit fall-ish, this seems like a fall winter book to me. So we're gonna go with Nothing Like the Movies. Yep. Okay. I feel like I'm not doing a great job of explaining what these books are about, but I haven't read them, so how am I supposed to know? So next up we have, I don't even feel like I need to pull them. Okay, so we have Tower of Dawn and Belladonna, so automatically Belladonna is going to win because, like I said, I'm not doing the tandem read right now, so we have Belladonna. Erasure by Percival Everett, and then I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist by Norman L. Geisler and Frank Turek. I got this at church like so long ago. This dude, he just kind of came and did a speech or a presentation on it, and I thought it was interesting. He was giving away the book. Got the book, never read it. It's about a man who has written some critically acclaimed books, and his new manuscript is not doing well, and I think it just follows his path kind of with that. I'm gonna pick Erasure just because I've really been wanting to read it. Also, a motion picture. There's so many books on here that are like film or movie. Yeah, I don't really have a big reason for picking this except for I don't really feel like reading nonfiction right now, so we're not gonna pick this. We have Stephen King 11/22/63, and there's literal dust. So that and James Baldwin's Just Above My Head. Wow, I have a lot of big books so far. I've been really wanting to read this. I've been really wanting to read this too, though. I've never read anything by James Baldwin, and I think it's probably so important. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna pick Just Above My Head by James Baldwin. I have no reason. I just think this is really huge and big and scary. So yeah, before we continue, I'm gonna plug my camera up so it does not die in the middle of this. Next up, we have Beach Vibes by Susan Mallory, and then we have The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young, and we're gonna go with Beach Vibes. We have Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton and Passion Project by London Sperry. I've really been wanting to read this, but I don't know if now is the time. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, okay, we're gonna go to font. Ooh, got some big font, and it is 350 something pages, and then the font on this is smaller, and it is 354 pages. Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Passion Project. I kind of want to get back into reading a little bit of fiction so that I have some steam going into reading in the summer, because I just absolutely do not want to slump myself out by any means, like none at all. Next up we have Rebecca by Daphne. I don't know how to say the rest of it, and Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. This has been on my TBR for a little bit. It was also on that must read fiction table, and I was never assigned to read it in school, and it just seems interesting to me. And then I think I love Ashley Poston's writing where it's like slightly magical, but it's still in like, what is it, magical realism? I think that's what it's called. Like, we're gonna go with Sounds Like Love. Just because I haven't read Ashley Poston in a while, and her books always give me like renewed love for reading. I haven't read a book by her that hasn't made me happy. Love, Cancer, Action by Katie Gilbert and Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Both, ironically, I think kind of cowboy-ish. Okay, font big, font small. Okay, Done and Dusted. So if I have to start another series, I have to start another series, but it's been on my TBR for literally so long, and I've heard great things about it, so Done and Dusted one. We have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith and Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I just thought that the cover was gorgeous. Like, isn't that just so cute? I've been wanting to read both of these pretty badly. I think I'm gonna go with Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. We have Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors and August and Everything After by Jennifer Salvato Doktorski. This is an easy pick for me. I'm gonna go Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. I just read Cleopatra and Frankenstein by her, and I absolutely loved the writing style. It like totally immersed me. I was just so happy reading it, and ever since then I've kind of been looking at this and looking at this and looking at this. So we're gonna go with Blue Sisters. We have Rush, which is a Formula One type of book, and is that what it's actually called? Children of Blood and Bone. And we're just gonna pick Rush just because Formula One seems more April than fantasy like this. I have been really looking forward to reading this. I haven't as much been looking forward to reading this, but I feel like this is fast and could probably, you know, just go by quick. And it's not a part of a series, this is a part of a series, and I already added some series on here when I'm trying not to, so Rush it is. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so we have the Wild Card and New Moon. So I obviously want to get around to this, but I just don't think now's the time. So we're gonna go Wild Card, and that's just gonna be whatever book I maybe want to pick up. The No-Show by Beth O'Leary and Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and we're just gonna pick the No-Show. It actually doesn't matter what any of these are about. This is another series. It's hardcover. I don't want to read it. So next we have Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson and Alchemized by Sin Lin Yu. I think that's how you pronounce that. Neither of these are books that I want to read now, just because, like I said, it's just not the time to read them. But I'm going to pick Alchemized because this is a series, and I actually think that there are books that you're technically supposed to read before this, and that's why I've been putting it off. This has been on my TBR for years. One day I was scrolling on TikTok and it said that there was books that you should technically read before, so I haven't gotten those books, and I haven't reached for this. So Alchemized is gonna win, but I highly doubt that it's gonna go any further than now. We have Taming Seven by Chloe Walsh and Wuthering Heights by Emily Bront, and obviously this is part of the Boys of Tommen, however you say it, series, and this is just a classic, and a movie has just kind of come out about this. I want to watch, but I refuse to watch until I read the book. I always try to read these books kind of in like the beginning of what would be the school year type of time, just because I feel like it's always raining in these books. But looking at the font, even though Taming Seven's font is pretty small, but is this font smaller? You know what? I'm just going to pick this because this would be finishing a series. Well, not finishing a series, but moving further along in a series. So we're gonna go with Taming Seven, The Alchemist, and Before We Were I can't talk, I can't speak, I can't think about how I want to speak. So we have The Alchemist and Before We Were Innocent. Can I not say it? Before We Were Innocent. I think I'm gonna go with Before We Were Innocent. I just don't feel the need to pick this up right now, so I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with my gut, and we're gonna pick Before We Were Innocent. The Summer We Ran, which I've had for long enough, again, to have dust on it. And then we have Roots, and look at this hunker of a book. I really want to read this book. I was never able to watch the show, and I still wanted to consume the media, and I feel like I am just much better accustomed to reading it than watching it. We're gonna go with The Summer We Ran, Sweet Heat, and The Fall of Road, The Rise of a New America. And like I said earlier, I don't really want to read nonfiction right now, so I'm gonna go with Sweet Heat. So we have Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice, and then Falling Like Leaves. I'm gonna go with Falling Like Leaves because it just seems less autumny than Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice, even though they are both clearly very autumn books that I never got around to. I got both of these this year and just didn't read them. So we have The 13th Tale, and we have Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I really wanted to read something by R.F. Kuang. I've had this longer than a year. I've had this for less than a year. I wanted to read it in like October, November, never got around to it, so I'm gonna go with Yellowface just because I feel like it's more suited to the season. That is our first round. So next up we have The Bell Jar, The Partner Plot, and this is fun. Okay. I just saw the word Christmas in this, so we're going with The Partner Plot. Oh, this sucks. Against Anxious People. Both films. We're gonna go with The Map That Leads to You because I recently actually was going to pick that up, and I really wanted to read it. So we have Water Moon versus I'm the Girl. And oh, is this both mystery though? We're still gonna go with I'm the Girl because I feel like it's more April-y. Maybe that's just because of the cover. I don't know, but we're gonna go with I'm the Girl. Murder mystery sounds fun right now. I just read The Hunting Wives, and that's a murder mystery, so that's pretty cool. Oh, Crime and Punishment versus Bloodmarked, and we're gonna go with Crime and Punishment. Yeah, we're just gonna try to finish that out. The Will of the Many versus All the Colors of the Dark, and we're gonna go with All the Colors of the Dark because that would be finishing a book instead of starting a new one, and I feel like I kind of have to choose that. So The Great Gatsby versus All That We Never Were, and we're gonna go with The Great Gatsby just because it's shorter, quick, fun. Well, you know, even though I know the premise of this story, I've just never actually read it. It was assigned to me in high school, but it was the one book in high school that I did not read the assigned reading. So we're gonna go with this because this will be starting a series, and like I said, I've been trying to avoid that. So we're gonna go with The Great Gatsby. Nothing Like the Movies versus Belladonna, and like I said, Nothing Like the Movies is gonna win out because Belladonna, I just feel, is such a fall winter book, not a summer book at all. So we're gonna go with this to try to finish a series. Aisha versus Just Above My Head. No, I'm gonna read James Baldwin. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna, Just Above My Head is going to win because I really want to read something by him. Beach Vibes versus Passion Project, and because I started this and I didn't love it, and it just seems a little bit more summery than this, even though I'm sure this is a summery book, I'm gonna go with this. I have Sounds Like Love versus Done and Dusted, and we're gonna go with Done and Dusted. No, we're not. We're gonna go with Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston because, like I said, her writing has never failed me, and I don't want to start a series. And we're going to go with Blue Sisters. Rush and my wild card, and we're gonna go with Rush actually instead of the wild card, which is crazy. I thought I was automatically gonna pick the wild card, but there is no F1 races in the month of April, so we're gonna go with this and hope that that has some type of fix for me. No Show versus Alchemized, and we are going to go with the No Show. Not much to explain there. We're going to go with this. Summer We Ran versus Sweet Heat. I'm gonna go with Sweet Heat. This is like speed round. Then we have Falling Like Leaves and Yellowface, and I'm very happy to get this out of my face because that is an autumn fall read. So we're gonna go with Yellowface. I have Yellowface versus Sweet Heat, and I really want to read R.F. Kuang, so we're gonna go with Yellowface. Before We Were Innocent and The No Show, and we're gonna go with Before We Were Innocent. No! We have Rush and Blue Sisters, and I'm gonna go with Blue Sisters because I really want to read another book of hers. So that gets rid of our F1 book. Sounds Like Love versus Passion Project, and I'm gonna go with Sounds Like Love. Just Above My Head versus Nothing Like the Movies, and I'm gonna go with James Baldwin. I really want to read something by him. We have The Great Gatsby versus All the Colors of the Dark. We're gonna go with this. Wow, I didn't think I was going to. I was really just about to say let's go with The Great Gatsby. I'm the Girl versus Crime and Punishment, and so I'm gonna go with I'm the Girl. And then we have The Map That Leads to You versus The Partner Plot, and I am going to pick The Map That Leads to You because I do really want to watch the movie. Now we have The Map That Leads to You versus I'm the Girl. We're gonna go with The Map That Leads to You because, like I said, I was going to pick this up anyways, so we're gonna go with that. All the Colors of the Dark versus Just Above My Head, and I'm gonna go with Just Above My Head. Okay, we are back. I think where I left off was very, very upset because I was stuck between Sounds Like Love and Blue Sisters, and I am just distraught because I really, really wanted to read both of these. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Font check, I guess. No, I actually don't care. I want to read Blue Sisters. So we're gonna go with Blue Sisters instead of Sounds Like Love, but that is really hard for me and I'm still like hurting from that. So, okay, then we have Before We Were Innocent and Yellowface. At this point, I know I want to read all of the books. It's just, which do I want to read more? Oh, I don't know. I really want to read both of them. I loved this idea. I think I hate it now. Oh my gosh. Text message. Let's read the first sentence and just go off of that. Okay. That didn't help. I think we're gonna go with Yellowface because it's been on my TBR longer. So now we have our final four. So no matter what happens from here on out, these final four books are the books that I'm going to read in April. So now we just have to figure out which one I'm going to read first. So we have The Map That Leads to You versus Just Above My Head, and I think we're gonna go with The Map That Leads to You. I'd like to read that probably before. Then we have Blue Sisters versus Yellowface, and we're gonna go with Blue Sisters. That means that our final matchup is The Map That Leads to You versus Blue Sisters, and I'm going to say that I want to read Blue Sisters first. So Blue Sisters is our March Madness bracket winner. So this is the first book that we're going to be reading in April. and my camera is about to die literally again. So that was our March Madness bracket picks April TBR. This is our final four: The Map That Leads to You, Yellow Face, Just Above My Head, and Blue Sisters. I think that this was the perfect way to pick out a few books for me to read in April because, like I said, I'm still getting into the flow of reading again, and I don't want to overwhelm myself to the point that I'm slumped. So the final four system kind of just worked perfectly for me. I have my TBR card organized so that the ones that I really want to read are at the top, and then I have the other ones in the middle, and the ones that I just know that I'm not going to reach for at the bottom. I'm just so excited. This was such a fun way to incorporate basketball and March Madness, which is something that I really enjoy and I keep up with every year, into reading, which is something that is so important to me also. So it was just really fun, and I think it's a great way to kind of like merge the things in my life. So like I said, this is our final four. Hopefully you'll get some type of update on me reading these books. Maybe it'll be a reading vlog, maybe it'll be incorporated into a challenge, or maybe I'll just like show you that I'm reading it. But yeah, I hope that you had a great time watching this video. I had a great time filming it, even though it was very stressful towards the end. But yeah, I will see you guys later.